Welcome to Giz a Laugh. This is the programme where we showcase some of the finest stand-up comedy talent on the British circuit today in front of a live studio audience. Give me a cheer, live audience! Fantastic, there you go. Suitably medicated, that's good. We've got four brilliant acts for you tonight. My name's Monty Burns. I'm your host through this myriad of mirth. I'll be taking you through what is essentially a bunch of mental health issues, and I'll be taking you along with it, so it'll be absolutely fine. Please keep your hands and legs inside the car or you'll get punched in the throat. That's what's going to happen here. It's going to be good. Basically, a little bit about myself. I'm a stand-up comedian. I love being a comedian. It's a very good job. It is a very good job. I do like being a comedian. It's the only bad thing about being a comedian is you've got to watch the news. It's miserable. Every single time. It's just miserable. Do you know what I mean? Every night, bong, welcome to the news at 10. Rape, Ebola, murder, Tories. It's like, Jesus, just open with a joke. Just once. Just one time. Do you know what I mean? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? UKIP are always in the news. UKIP are trying to convince us that Britain's full of radical Muslims. That's nonsense. When was the last time you saw a Muslim on a skateboard? Popping a wheelie. It's nonsense. I have never seen a woman in a burqa surfing. They're lying to you. It's awesome, man. Stephen Hawking was in the news recently. He said that he would consider ending his life at Dignitas. In failing that, he'd settle for being switched to airplane mode in Bristol, which is nice. I'll apologise when all of you can turn around and tell me that you've never done The Voice. Yeah, you haven't you? You don't want to do it, but you turn up at a party, a few sherbets, next thing you know, why do you want to play a game? You've all done it. It's not my fault, don't look at me. There was a comedian, stand-up comedian, he actually jumped onto the stage at Glastonbury, which happened last night when Kanye West was on. Yeah, did you all see that? Lee Nelson jumped on stage pretending to be a rapper while Kanye West was on as a protest. I think it'd be a fitting protest if one of us jumps onto a Lee Nelson live show and pretends to be a middle-class twat. That'd be good. The doctor pretending to be a chav, he's just an arse, isn't he? There's a bit of news about myself, though. I'm a parent. Any parents in the room? Give me a cheer. Yeah, a couple of people, man. It's cool. It's a really cool time to be a parent. You know, for me, because my daughter's at that age, she's just about to learn how to talk and stuff. It's really exciting, man, because she's 5 and I was getting worried. Moron. No. She's not, man. She's great. She teaches me something new every day. Seriously, if you think you know yourself quite well, become a parent. You learn absolutely new things about yourself every single day. It's amazing. I learned something the other day, right? Every day's a school day. My daughter, she woke me up, like we'd just gone for a nap and everything, and she woke me up, she'd crying. She'd rolled herself off the bed, 3 feet, boom, like, oh my God, I ran over, picked her up and everything. She was fine, don't get me wrong, but it taught me a hell of a lesson, man. Scared the hell out of me, taught me a hell of a lesson. Babies are rubbish at parkour. So, I live with her mum in Leeds. That's really nice and everything. You know, my missus, she's one of these internet webcam porn stars. You know the type, yeah. Well, till she finds that camera. It's not true. It's kind of true. No, she's great, man. I love her a bit. You know what I mean? Someone said to me the other day, Monty, you know, because you're in showbiz, do you ever like cheat on your missus and stuff? I'm like, dude, no, I'm with a girl now. You know what I mean? I'm very happy. You know, I get offers and stuff. It's typical, that, isn't it? Typical. You wait years for a good woman to come along. Years. You wait years for one good woman to come along. Women are like buses. They're far too expensive, and I prefer the ones you can pee on. But there you go. So you get to see all these ones that won't be going in the show. That's good, isn't it? My missus is great, man. She says I've got boundary issues. Me? Boundary issues? How can I have well, she never said that. She wrote it in her diary. But she says, you're actually worse with that one than the first one. All right, okay, that's weird. Yeah, my missus is great, man. She's trying to lose a bit of the baby weight just now, so I disabled cookies on the laptop. You got to do your part. She's trying to lose a bit of the baby weight just now, man. I'm not going to take the mick out of her for it, you know what I mean? I totally respect that. She's trying to lose a bit of the baby weight and everything like that, but she goes to Slimming World. Ladies, anybody go to Slimming World? Yeah, it's rubbish. And in her own words, she said, well, it's kind of stupid. We just kind of sit around and whinge about why we haven't lost weight. And I said, well, if it's so stupid, why do you go? And she says, well, it's not even like that. It's more like a support group. A support group? What, are you a Vietnam veteran? What's the matter with you? You know what I mean? You need a Purple Heart to get in. They're in the wire. They're in the fridge. Calm down. It's just... It's absolutely ridiculous. Even the ones who have lost weight, I see them coming out. They just look ill. I see them coming out of there. It's like, Jesus, is that a zombie? No, that's Chantel. She's Slimmer of the Month. Really? Looks like Night of the Living Unfed. It's ridiculous. There's another thing as well. I saw two lasses on the bus and they were just ripping into each other about who they'd slept with and stuff. And it's called slut shaming. Now, blokes do slut shaming to women, and that's one of the reasons, we were talking about it earlier, it's one of the reasons why women aren't believed in rape cases. We need to stop doing that. But women doing it to each other, I never knew you did that. That's ridiculous. You've got to stop doing that. You know what? You slept with a guy on the first night. You're such a slut. You're such a slut. Listen, that woman is not a slut. She is a businesswoman. She is. She's a businesswoman. You're going to have a man in your life for a little while. That's an investment. You don't buy the first car, you see. You go out in the courtyard. You kick a few tires. That's what you do. Test drive the thing. What if that car is not suitable for children? What if it's got a spare tire? What if it's bald? What if the car's made in China and it's got a little gear stick? These are all considerations. Test drive the thing. It's ridiculous, man. I love my missus to bits, man. I've been living with her for quite a while and it's great and stuff, but I don't know if any other women do this, but yous are psychos, slightly. Yous can be. She never tells me what I've done wrong. She just storms around passive-aggressive, slamming stuff down like, this is terrible. I'm sitting here eating Cheerios like, what's going on, dude? You know what I mean? Like, I'm having Vietnam flashbacks. You know what I mean? This is awful. You know what I mean? And I'm just sitting there trying to figure out what's going wrong, and I kind of quantum leap into an episode of Columbo. I've got to try and work out what's going on. I'm suddenly an investigator like, Mrs. Columbo really liked your pie, ma'am. There's a little dirt on the carpet over here. Am I warm? And the more times I get it wrong, she goes more nuclear. Like, dirt on the carpet. You wish it was dirt on the carpet. What did you do? Like, she just goes more nuclear. It's crazy. I can't figure out what it is. I'm just trying to walk around. One more question, ma'am. I don't know what's going on. She's got the Mark David Chapman eyes. She's looking at me. She's reading Catcher of the Rye a lot. I love my missus, man. She's great. She's a student doctor, and have you ever met anyone who is so intelligent, like ridiculously smart, almost savant level smart, that they're ever so slightly thick? You ever met anybody like that? That's my missus, man. She's great. I love her a bit. She can tell me stuff that happens in the human body that I had no idea that happened, and yet no common sense. Absolutely none. You're not with me, all right. The film Dances with Wolves, her film would have been called Runs with Scissors. Are you with me now? This is the level we're talking about, right? I shouldn't be allowed to drink around people. This is the worst thing. I shouldn't be allowed to drink around people. Like, one time, right, a friend of mine, he was going out on a date, right? And it was one of these dates where it was like a 4th, 5th date or whatever like that. And it's one of these dates where he's going to kiss the girl and go inside the door, right? There's no need to be rude. You understand what's going on there. Ka-ching. Lynx effect, right? And this is what's happening. He knows what's happening. She knows what's happening. Everybody's informed. It's all good, right? And he rings her up because he's quite excited. He said, looking forward to our date. And she's like, yeah, I'm looking forward to our date. So's Lucy. What? What? Who? Lucy. Oh, it's your friend. She's going to take a friend with her. He's never even met her, but he just knows what's going to happen. She's going to be miserable all night. My shoes hurt. I want to get food. She's just going to ruin the entire thing, right? Do you know what I mean? So he thought to himself, well, that can't happen. I need someone to distract her while me and this girl leave, don't I? What can I do about it? Well, I'll invite Monty, because he's an alcoholic. What could go wrong? I'll tell you what went wrong. Or anybody been on a blind date? Give us a chair. Yeah, a couple of people, right? Ladies or blokes, doesn't matter if you go on a blind date. One of you is a freak. There's a reason you're single. That's just life. That's what happens. There's a reason you're single. Ladies, if you turn up on a date and it's not you, it's the bloke, you'll turn up and he'll be wearing a 1982 Sunderland top, his finger up his nose, tracky bottoms. Oh, that's my one, is it? Cheers, Lucy, you bitch. Right. That's what's going to happen to you. Blokes will turn up. The lady might be very nice looking or whatever else, but eventually at some point she's going to say something mental like, I believe all my rabbits are my babies. Right? There's a reason these people are single. And I turned up and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with this lass. She was really nice, pretty, intelligent, nice to talk to, well-dressed. I thought, well, I'm not the freak, alcoholic, ex-soldier, divorced. It's obviously not me. It was. But that's the thing, it was for that time being. But then later it wasn't, and I found out that it wasn't me, and my ego was actually right for once. So I took her up to dance. I could see my bloke going out the door and everything like, best wingman ever, yeah. And I'm spinning her around by the hand, ladies, you know that thing like, you're having a great time, yeah. Spinning her around by the hand, and I go the other way. She put up a stump. She didn't have a hand! I'm not going to lie, Newcastle, you're dealing with that a hell of a lot better than I did.
I'm looking forward to that quiz, that new one that's an import from Saudi Arabia, I believe. What happens is whenever a contestant gets a question wrong, they chop off a finger. That's pointless.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have a fantastic night of acts ahead of you, and your first one is called Richard Porsford. He is a finalist in the UK Pun Championship, and he's a finalist in that, and he's very, very, very funny. I've gigged with him before. You're going to absolutely love him. So please, rap the tables, clap your hands, give a massive round of applause for your next act, Mr. Richard Porsford!
Well, thank you very much, Gateshead. Are we happy?
Yeah!
Fantastic. I was already feeling quite happy on the way to the gig when this lorry went past, and on the side it said skip higher. So I did. Now I'm going to have a whinge actually, because I got stuck coming down the A1 to this gig. So I switched on the traffic report, as you do, to find out what was happening. Apparently the road workers had decided to down tools to have 2 games of football on the gravel wearing dance costumes. Yeah. And the sports report confirmed it was 2-2 on aggregate. Yeah. So you're on board, good. So I was talking to a neighbour before I left. I told him I'm going to buy a van. He said, camper? I said, I'm going to buy a van, ducky. Saw a sign at my local caravan park. It said, come see our static display. So I went and had a look. It was just 2 old guys rubbing balloons on their jumpers. Oh, what a day I've had, what a day. Wow. I splashed out on a new toilet seat. That was a wee gift. Then I saw a sports car. It's been driven by a very scantily clad young sheep. Yes, in a Lamborghini. So back to my day then. I went to the solicitor and asked her if I could claim for whiplash injuries. She said I couldn't because we both consented to sex in her office. I'll tell you, since getting the neck brace fitted, I've never looked back. Then I went to the local garden centre and I got into a pointless argument with the manager when he suggested I needed decking. Is it me that just gets into these arguments? It's like last Sunday, there I was on the front pew of the church, just like you guys there, and the priest was there, and he was waving this smoking metal canister right in front of my face. I was incensed. But we can all get on with each other, can't we? Yeah? Yeah. We just all need to clean between our teeth. Yeah? Well, that's my personal philosophy. So I'm getting on a bit. I'm not very tech savvy. I'm on Facebook and all that. I don't really know what I'm doing there. But I've been trying to download this video on incontinence. Yeah. Problem is, it's just been continually streaming. Yeah. So any charity workers in? Anyone work for a charity? Nah, what's the appeal? So I met someone today who claimed they'd never heard of Lionel Richie. I was like, hello? And then someone asked me if I wanted to join the Masons. I was a bit sceptical, so I asked them what that involved. And as far as I can tell, it just involves me getting dressed up like a penis. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to join any club that would have me as a member. So a lot of celebrities, they've been needlessly killing themselves, taking drugs. They don't know what's in the drugs. That seems a bit daft to me. I mean, I'm always very careful before I take LSD. I always go on TripAdvisor. I found this in my jeans. No, I actually did once have to stand up at an AA meeting and confess that I am with the RAC. So give me a cheer if you're excited about the discovery of the Higgs boson. Yay! It's just me then. The particle at the end of the universe discovered at CERN, because they've got this massive particle accelerator. What they're going to do with it now? So they're going to try and discover dark matter. I've got another use for it. Why don't they open up the hatch? Why don't they pour in some rum, add some pineapple juice and some coconut cream, close the hatch, switch it on. Then they'll have the world's largest hadron pina collider. Yay. I like to get that one in because physics was my subject. But no, times are hard because my mate Stephen, he did a PhD in astrophysics and he can't get a job. He's been reduced to selling trinkets in the street. I can't think of anything more depressing than seeing Stephen Hawking. So it's looking good for tomorrow. It's looking good. We're going to have a family outing. I think it's about time our nephew Dave admits he's gay. That's how all family outings should be. So I've got 3 young kids. I think I mentioned my kids earlier. They're aged 9, 7 and 5. And it's almost like a weekly trip up to the local A&E nowadays, which is a bit embarrassing. And it's hard. It's hard for me to juggle work and kids. But until I can perfect the juggling, they're just going to keep getting injured. So the weather's been quite nice. I thought it'd be okay to leave my 4-year-old, now 5-year-old girl, just had her birthday, leave her in the garden with a ball to play with. What could possibly go wrong? Well, within a couple of minutes, she's shouting back after me into the house, "Dad! Dad, catch it!" So I thought, okay, I'll go back out in the garden, ready to catch that ball for her. And I couldn't see her at first, and then realised, she's over there, playing with a cat shit. Now, I'm very disappointed with my Royal Society for the Protection of Birds calendar 2015, though. There's no tits in it. But that's more than made up for by my UKIP calendar. Yay. So I'm looking forward to that quiz, that new one that's an import from Saudi Arabia, I believe. What happens is whenever a contestant gets a question wrong, they chop off a finger. So look out for that. That's pointless. Well, with gigging, I don't actually get to watch that much TV. But the other night, when I got home, I'd actually had the chance to have a few bevies, a few drinks, and maybe I've had too many because I was pretty sure the announcer on the TV said, "If you want to watch live coverage of a nuclear war, press the red button now." It was worth waiting for. Good. Yeah, so I'm a busy man. I'm writing a book at the moment. That's a biography of Che Guevara. Yeah, so not a lot of people know about Che Guevara. He went through years and years of educational training and exams, as well as ladies being a sex symbol. So please look out for my book when it comes out. I'm sure, ladies, you'll enjoy it. It's called 50 Grades of Che. I've been practicing my circus skills as well. If I can get just one onion ring on the end of my erect penis, I'll be cock-a-hoop. Circus skills are a bit bittersweet for me, though, because it reminds me of my first girlfriend. I mean, she was amazing with the circus skills. She could actually light and fire a match from her vagina. But unfortunately for me, she went back to Australia, where she was from. Even more tragically, she died in a bushfire. Thank you for your sympathy. So I sent a food parcel to my first wife, FedEx. So I say, it's me and the wife, 3 young kids, things ain't what they used to be. I got a surprising text from her the other night, though. It said, simply, "I'm going to be in latex." I thought, she wants to spice things up. Why not? I'm up for that. So I waited for her to come home. An hour went by. 2 hours went by. I thought, where is she? I'm gagging for it. So I'll check the phone again. Then realised what she'd actually said was, "I'm going to be in late. Kiss." Disappointment, I can tell you. So I rang the masturbation helpline. All I got was a woman's voice telling me to please hold. After 10 increasingly frustrating minutes, eventually someone did come on the line. So she used to be part of the global conspiracy that told us to get out of that, And she said she was, but I caught her glowing in bed the other night. I thought, she's in the Illuminati again. Often asked an audience, just what is a rhetorical question? Never had a satisfactory answer yet. So no, my comedy career has moved on. I like to have a couple of boasts with audiences. One is that in my little small town where I come from, I switched on the lights at Christmas. Thank you very much. Yes, they didn't ask me to, but it was fun anyway. And I've actually written material for Jimmy Carr. Yeah, thank you very much. And next week, I'm going to send it off to him. Yes. So it's been a pleasure. Gives a laugh. Gateshead, thank you very much. I've been Richard Porsford. Good night.
Richard Porsford! Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. That was good.
The two of us had bent down at the same time to take our trousers off. Except when I stood back up, I had this in my face. I was like, whoa! Put your Speedos on, Uncle Dave.
You know, they say that if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. But if you give a man plenty of fish, he'll do that at his computer screen for hours and hours and hours. My missus is great. Like I said earlier on, she says she wants a big fairy tale wedding. So do I. I hope a big bad wolf eats her mum. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to crack right on and just get the next act on. Are you ready for the next act? Let me have a cheer! Yeah! Fantastic. The next act's came all the way down from Scotland, so don't hold that against them. I'm Scottish too. We'll gang up and we'll beat you all up. Right, now, if you clap your hands, stamp your feet, do everything the same as you did before, please help me welcome to the stage Mr. Gary Meeko!
Good evening, Newcastle. How are y'all? Fantastic. It's genuinely good to be here, and it's actually quite handy for me because my mum lives about 10 minutes away from here, but I'm not telling you what she's called though, just in case any of yous have shagged her. That'd be quite awkward, wouldn't it? Especially if any of yous were over 50, because then I'd spend the rest of the night looking at you, trying to figure out if I look more like you than I do my birth certificate, Dad. Who quite frankly I don't look anything like, right? He's about 6'6", and black, so I have my doubts, I've got to be honest. My mum used to give me hints when I was younger that he wasn't my real dad. She'd say to me things like, "He's not your real dad." Open your eyes, you little idiot. Yeah, no, it's generally good to be here, folks. And despite the obvious kind of masculine appearance, I've got quite a lot of feminine tendencies. For example, just last week, I was sitting down at home, sitting down casually, just doing a pee. And I thought to myself, oh well, I needed a new couch anyway, but the thing is, right, now I'm going to explain something to you. See women, see when you're doing a pee, technically you're doing a squat, right? Now, so if a woman does 5 pees a day, that's 35 a week, which is 140 a month, which is 1,820 a year. If you take the average woman from she's 3 years old up until she's 18, that's 27,300 squats. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why women have nicer bums than men. Factual information there. However, it does make you wonder, see the women that don't have nice bums? What have you been doing in the toilet? I'll leave that one to your imagination. And I do I do sit down when I'm doing a pee, right, for a number of reasons. Number one, it's more hygienic. Number two, it means I've got the use of both hands, so I can give the sink a little wipe and the bath as well if I want. But the main reason is when I walk into any room, I like to be facing the door. It's a security thing, okay? So if I'm standing doing a pee, then my bum's exposed, and my bum does not like surprises. Any guy could just, it doesn't. Any guy could just come up and go, boo! Do you know, it's not on. It's never happening. I would never do it in a public urinal though. Again, I done it once, right? And what happened was, and I'd had a few drinks, right? I was drunk, and I went into the toilet, and I thought, right, I'll do this. And it was one of the big steel ones, with a fountain on the back. And I walked up to it, right? And I've pulled my trousers down. But see, when you do that, your bum automatically sticks out. And my bum hit off the back, so my bum was now soaking. And I was like, oh man, what am I going to do? And I went over to the dryer and I just dried my bum that way. So there's no punchline to that, folks. I'm just telling you about a real life experience. Yeah, it's crazy, I know. And and actually, I'll be totally honest, right? I genuinely get caught staring at another man's winky in the toilet. It was about a year ago. Now, every single man in this room has done this, and if he tells you he hasn't, he's a liar, right? It doesn't mean that you prefer men, but it's just human curiosity. So what will happen is the man will stand and he'll use his ninja eyes, right? Which is this, he does that, right? It's the same eyes that you use when your girlfriend's on the couch next to you and you're trying to read her text messages. It's like that, right? But it can ruin your day, because if you look down and the guy's got a big winky, you're like, oh man. But then if you look down and he's got a little one, you're like, yes, it's the same as mine. So, and the reason I actually get caught was because what actually happened was I didn't use the ninja eyes. What happened was I genuinely just looked down like that. I was daydreaming, right? Not about his winky, just... And it was like in an instant it happened, and then he looked at me, I looked at him, and do you know what I said? I just went, so? I was, I know I'm mental because when I was 8 years old, my mum caught me touching the neighbour's dog inappropriately, right? Now, in my defence, it was the first set of nuts I'd seen outside the family, right? I'd seen my uncles, not in a sinister way, What happened was he took me to the swimming baths when I was about 5, and see, like the cubicles in a swimming baths are really compact and tight. The two of us had bent down at the same time to take our trousers off, except when I stood back up I had this in my face. I was like, whoa! Put your Speedos on, Uncle Dave. He thought it was hilarious. He started whacking it off my forehead. He's like... He couldn't wait to get back up the road and tell my mum. She was laughing, calling me knobhead for a couple of weeks. And it was fine though, because back then that was acceptable. 30 years ago it was totally acceptable for your uncle to smack his penis off your forehead. It was. But because of those damn pesky pedos, gone are the days when our uncles used to be able to smack their penises off our foreheads, so... That's that done. And the thing is, it's a perfect example of how the world is changing. And it is changing, right? And I'll give you another example. Remember, this will be a guy thing. When you were at school and your friends would go like that to you, what do cows drink? And you'd go, milk. And he'd go, no, it's water. They produce milk, right? My mate David's got a little boy called Cameron, right? And I don't particularly like him. He's got ginger hair and left-handed, so he won't live very long, which is soothing to me. But... I said to Cameron, what do cows drink? And he genuinely looked at me and went, Bacardi Breezers. Bacardi Breezers. I said, that's what your mum drinks. And he went, I know, high five. Crazy. But because, and I like most kids, right, just not Cameron, I don't know why. And he actually approached me before he do the high five thing, and he had like a little Batman outfit on, right? But it didn't have the cape, so he just looked like a dwarf dressed as a gimp, right? And I went to high-five him, but I deliberately missed just so I could follow through and smack him in the forehead, right? With just enough force to rock him back a little bit. So I did, and I went whack. As he was staggering back, he went, Dad, Dad. But Dave was just laughing because he's just his stepdad. He doesn't like him either. About me, what else can I tell you about me? I bought my first house last month, ladies and gentlemen. With a 19-year-old girl. It's all right, she's my daughter. She is, and I love my daughter to bits. I brought her up myself, folks, because her mum drank Bacardi Breezer. She left. Do you know what? We're that close, right? We're that close. Do you know what she got me for Father's Day last week? What I got for Father's Day was, Dad, I think I've got chlamydia. And I'm quite a liberal dad, right? And I was like, thanks very much, Ainsley, but we'll deal with that. However, was there really any need for you to write that in my Father's Day card? Bit unfair. She could have waited till the next day at least. And I've had to go through the whole boyfriend thing myself, right, which has been a nightmare. And I first let her bring a boy back to the house when she was 15, right? She was 15, he was 50, and I'm only joking, he was 15. And I answered the door, right? Now, this boy was instantly dripping with sweat, properly struggling to breathe. So I thought, it's probably best if I take my foot off his neck. Right, Now, that bit clearly never happened. I made that up. What I'm trying to do is put you in my mindset for a minute. This is like me inviting a lion into my den to take away my only cub. This is how important this is to me, right? So anyway, he comes in. His name is Jamie. Jamie and Ainsley are now sitting on the couch. Now, he was properly struggling to breathe, right? Which was weird because he had nostrils like the end of a shotgun, right? And after about 10 minutes, Ainsley piped up and she went, Dad, we're going to go and sit in my room now, okay? I went, all right, cool. I'll come as well then. And she went, why would you say that? I was like, so he won't touch your little boobies, right? She went, he dropped his little Capri Sun. Now, see, while she was down cleaning it up, I looked at him, folks, and I'm not proud of this, but I went, see you, if you ever touch your boobies, I'll kill you. I've got a gun, I'll shoot you, bang. You'll be like, I'll go into my garage, get a can of petrol, all over you, lighter, kaboom. You'll be like, I'll be like, And the next day he dumped her, so that plan worked. Hey! Is there any dads in here with teenage daughters? No? Right, okay, well see the thing, if you ever do have a teenage daughter, you'll know they don't need a car because you are their taxi driver. My daughter can phone me at 3 o'clock in the morning and go, Dad, I'm drunk, you come and get me. No problem, shoes on, slippers, out the door, right? That's the difference between having a boy and a girl. Because if a boy phones you at that time in the morning, Dad, wrong number, pal. That's it, wrong number. Nah, it's not happening. It's not happening at all. Guys, listen, you've been absolutely fantastic. I'm going to hand you back to your amazing host, Monty Burns. Thank you very much, folks, and good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Meeko!
Women don't know what it's like to be desperately trying to get it unstuck, while all the while Henry's big eyes are just staring at me. Trying to get my penis out of a hoover, but he's a weird flat man.
I was talking about my girlfriend earlier. I don't know if any of you guys realise this as you're in relationships just now. It's a bit vulgar and everything, but masturbation's a thing, it happens. Do you realise that women are much better at that than men? Are you aware of that? Like, I got my missus to actually do that in front of me the other day. I won't go into full details for you here, but it was great. It was one of them notches on the belt kind of thing. Absolutely fantastic. I loved it to bits. The young fella down there, when you actually eventually get someone to do it, it'll be great. Right, now, my missus agreed to do it for me. She was quite good about it and everything like that, and it was quite nice. It was happening, you know, but women take this really, really seriously. Like, there was some music going on, there's candles, and like, you know what I mean? Getting right into the mood and everything. They use both hands. It's all going. It's all fantastic, right? Seriously. There's like getting into the mood music and everything like that. I caught myself doing the act the other day, and I noticed that I don't put that much effort in. Women are much better at this than me. I don't put that much effort in. Like, I caught myself. There's no such thing as an ironic one. I noticed myself in the mirror, and I was like, this arm doesn't even move. I'm just... Honestly, this arm doesn't move. When I masturbate from certain angles, I look like the drummer from Def Leppard. Go in for it, man. It's crazy. We've got one more act in the show, and we're about to bring him on just now. He's a good friend of mine. He's called Andrew Tubman. Ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna absolutely love him. So stamp your feet, clap your hands, go mild and mental for Mr. Andrew Tubman.
You would have thought we would have had a rehearsal. That's sweet. Yeah, hey guys, I'm the guy that you just saw on stage that looked like one of the kids of the other guys. It looked so weird. It was like, so here are the comedians and this guy. Yeah, I should probably mention I am sunburnt. It's not just the fact that I'm really embarrassed to be on TV. You know, it's great being here. I love doing comedy gigs. Comedy gigs are amazing. The political jokes always work really well at comedy gigs. Well, apart from if you're in a dictatorship. Here's my impersonation of what it would be like to be a comedian attempting a political joke at a gig in North Korea. Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? Now for a joke about our supreme leader, Kim Jong-un. You guys are really enjoying the setup of this joke. I guess the main thing that makes this joke funny is the execution. I love that joke so much. I risk getting blinded at every gig. The first time I ever did sex, it was a lot like the first time I ever performed at a gig. Like, I was nervous. I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I had to wait for other guys there to finish. The other guys there were a lot older than I was, and at the end, someone shouted out, "You're crap," and obviously, "Get off. Your time's up." So no, I thank you. I really hate prostitutes are awesome. No, but I really hate the double standard when like a girl says that she's been sleeping with loads of guys and people say that she's easy, but when I say I've been sleeping with loads of girls, people say, "No, you haven't, you fucking liar." I don't believe you. Poking people on Facebook doesn't count. Neither does sex with prostitutes. Yes, it does. Did I get an off for that? Like, I mean, to be fair, he clearly does sleep with prostitutes. This is not a joke. This is his life story. It's weird because everyone else is like enjoying the comedy, and there's one guy going, "Oh, bro." But no, like prostitutes are really interesting because like the cool thing about prostitutes is that they charge by the hour. So even after like I've done sex with a real life woman, like she still has to spend time with me afterwards. Like she has to, or I'll sue her. No, it's great. But I suppose like men and women are different in some situations fundamentally. For instance, women don't have a recurring problem with getting their penis trapped in a vacuum cleaner. Women don't know what it's like to be desperately trying to get it unstuck, while all the while Henry's big eyes are just staring at me, trying to get my penis out of a Hoover. But he's a weird flatmate. But you know, my parents lied to me a lot growing up, like a lot of parents do. You know, like Santa Claus is real. We love you and your brother equally. We don't think you're gay. I probably should have suspected that Santa Claus wouldn't get me Brokeback Mountain as a gift. With the full Monty, if you haven't seen the full Monty, it's like Magic Mike and Proud Dad. I mean, Chubby Dads edition. They might actually be proud dads. I'm not 100% convinced about their mothers though. So Pumpkin, what did you do today? Well, today a hen party paid me an extra £200 if I would bleep slap the bride. we got an email before this gig where it was like you need like 15 minutes of clean material, and then I was kind of and I was looking through my set and I was like, okay, I could not swear here, I could not swear there, and I got the vacuum cleaner joke and I was like, should I keep it in? That'll be fine. And then I got to this where I was just like, I can just because they're obviously going to bleep it, I might as well just stop bleeping stuff. So I was in this, you can edit this bit out, but this is, so I'm going to do it again, right? So pay me an extra £200 to slap the bride. And after that, just get turned around and then just there and the other friends came and it was all over here. And then I on the floor and then it's funny for the editing guys. So yeah, you guys have been an audience so far, which is pretty cool. But no, I do love doing stand up. One of the best things about stand up is that like someone with anyone off the street with like a lot of issues and like a lot of kind of personal problems, if they come onto a comedy stage, that they can appear to be a pretty good comedian for like at least half of their set, like obviously without the punchline, but I know that performance type can say that apart from magicians. And I'll show you what I mean. He has my impersonation of what a magician would be like, a random person off the street impersonating a magician. Hi there, sir. What's your name? Yep. Adam. Can you confirm we've never met before? Okay, for my first trick, I'm going to need a watch. Can I, have you got a watch, have you got something I can, is there anybody? I could take a wristband. Cheers, bud. Round of applause for Adam. The hotter you are, the faster I come. I'm not sure I want to keep this. This is the kind of thing that gets you put on a register. if you were ever like in trouble with the police for like kind of like a sex crime, and you were on a lineup, and then they weren't sure who it was, and you had this on you. Sorry, back to the joke. Just pretend this is a watch. You can get it in editing. Wow, this looks like a really nice watch. It's disappeared. Has anybody got any actual valuable stuff? Okay. Thanks very much. Thanks very much for that, Adam. Round of applause. About halfway through that, I was just kind of like, this is so much fun in the actual punchline. I'm just gonna go with this. But yeah, this is pretty much my time. But you guys have been absolutely awesome. I hope you guys had a fun night, and thanks very much. I've been Andrew. I'm not gonna put it in the stand. I'm gonna lay it down. But apart from that, you guys have been awesome. Thanks very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Tubman. Fantastic. Well, that's all we've got time for this evening, unfortunately. If you want to join us next week, and we'll be showcasing some more hidden gems on the comedy circuit. Thank you very much to the live studio audience. Did you have fun? You enjoy it, yeah? Fantastic. It was very nice to have you. Can we have one more round of applause for you for all the acts you saw this evening? If you'd like to see more from Giz a Laugh, you can go onto the website www.gizalaugh.tv, and you can check out more clips there. I've been Monty Burns. Thank you very much for your time. Good night. Cheers.
It went good. I enjoyed myself. The audience were really up for it. They managed to understand me, which was a good thing, because I thought the language barrier might be an issue. But it was a great night. Everyone had fun. All the acts done well, and I'm looking forward to a nice drive home now in a good mood, because I've had a good gig. So thanks for having me.
It was an interesting crowd, because I was kind of like, I had them for the majority of it. I lost them at the end, but it was that. But like, I don't know if you could pretty much tell. Mine was like, I've got pretty raunchy material, so I joke quite a bit about sex. So I cut out quite a few jokes, which normally work really well.
Well, I really enjoyed myself. It's something slightly different to a normal club gig, and a completely sober audience. And I always find with one-liners that not everyone goes to one-liners.